Okay, welcome to Bitrix24 Live. I'm David Edwards, the Commercial Manager of Interface with Bitrix24 Gold Partners. With me I have our Technical Manager, Andy Naylor.
Hi guys, so we're going to be here for the next hour answering all your questions related to Bitrix24. So on screen we're going to have the cloud version of Bitrix, and we're also going to have the on-premise version of Bitrix to show you. So please do put your questions to us via YouTube, and we can answer them as we go along. We do have questions that come to us throughout the week. If you do have any of those questions, please do send them to sales@intraface.com, and we can answer them at the start of each session. I think we have some that have already come in.
Yeah, we've got a couple of questions coming via email. I just wanted to say that if you want a one-to-one demo, get in touch with us at sales@intraface and list your requirements, and we'll tailor a demo to suit your requirements. So if you've got a lot of questions about just what Bitrix can do for your business, we can get into more detail one-to-one. So how many employees can a department have? Is there a limit? So I don't think there's any limit on how many employees. I'm pretty sure there's no limit on how many employees you can have in a department. Let's just open up the company structure and have a look. So this is a department. You have a team leader and then the employees within that team. I think if you've got more than a visible on here, then it just shows you in this list view that you can pop up. You can then have departments that sit within departments as well, like this. So there seems to be no limit. If your question is referring to how many employees you can have in the system, that depends on which edition you buy, although I think all the cloud editions are unlimited. You have to check that on Bitrix website about numbers of users. It's a slightly different question.
Yeah, I think one of the common questions we get with the company structure is, can a user be in two departments? So that is, you can't actually do that within the company structure page itself. So what you generally have to do is, if you go into and find the employee that you would like to place into two departments, you can click on edit within here. I think if we find the department field, then you can select and add the user into two departments from here. So a user can be in as many departments as you want.
Okay, how do you automatically dedupe a lead when it goes into Bitrix? See if I can find this. So, well, there are some prompts. So if you create a lead manually, it will. So if I was to add a lead in here, and I was to put in an email address or a phone number or a name, company name that was similar to one, I'm guessing with an email address and phone number, it needs to be an exact match. Company name, I think you can put similar in, and it will prompt you to say there is a company already exists with a similar name. So there we go. It's show you all the matches, and you can switch to that lead. Same with adding companies in contacts. It will give you an indication as you're inputting those. If you're importing records, then it's not going to do that. So you might want to then do a process where you can duplicate controls in the settings cog. It exists within leads, companies and contacts, and possibly in deals and quotes as well. And we've not got a lot of records in here, so might not find any duplicates. I'm likely to. Okay.
So one of the good things, if you were to do it manually, you can actually see how the duplication works, because it allows you to select which, in this case, leads that you want to merge, and which fields will will act as the parent lead that's taking the other values. So let that add up there. You can see once this page loads. So you can see here, for example, this one has a number of leads with, it's going to be, let's have a look what it is from. So I think it's the name. So if you click on here, you can then see on here all of the additional fields that it adds to. Click on merge, and then it will move on to the next duplicate, and so on and so forth. So this one is the mobile number. Click on here, click on merge, and you can then go through and dedupe your leads.
Okay, how do I tag specific contacts that I want to send a campaign to? So let's just look in contacts first of all, and into a contact record. You can tag contacts in any way. So I think client type is a standard field here. So I think anyways, and you can select that. You can select that client type, and you can add additional client types in. You can create another drop down. Is it sector or something like that or something?
I was just checking because we have previously created a custom field with tags.
Yeah, but essentially, if you want to tag a record, there are some standard fields, but you can create your own fields. So if you've got a list of products that business buys, you can create a custom field, a drop-down list, and then you can select. So if you go into add field, you create a list, and then inside, get used to this, inside your list, give your list a name. So maybe we'll call it products. So these are the products that they're interested in. And you can create a long list of those products that you sell. If you want to make it multiple, you can do that, so you can select more than one. If I save that, then I can select from my list the products that this business is in the market to buy. So once you've tagged a contact like that, you can use any of those fields to create your filtered list for a campaign. Let's go into CRM marketing.
I think, yeah, I was just going to go on to this because one of the questions, I would do it a different way rather than going into the CRM marketing, because what you can do based on what Damien's just done is you can use the filter in the contacts and do it this way to make your marketing segment. So if you were to have a look and the products tag that Damien just added, add that into your filter, then you can filter out all the contacts tagged with that particular product. And then what you can do is click on the checkbox here and select action and then add to segment. So if you've already got a pre-existing segment, and for those of you that don't know, a segment in Bitrix is your marketing mailing list. You can create a new one, or you could add it to a pre-existing segment that you might have. So if we clicked on create new and click on apply, you can see in the top right hand corner we have a contact segment July 2nd. Go into the CRM marketing here and you can see that segment now exists here. I would probably recommend to rename it, so we could say July mailing list, we could say product ABC, and then that contact that we've added will be in there. We've renamed that, and then if you were to go to campaigns, click on create campaign and we'll send this an email campaign, then we can use that segment straight away to send that here. So click on segment, my segments, and then we should be able to see product ABC. So you can now send that email to that mailing list that you created. It's always beneficial to do it from the CRM because you have access to everything in that particular module. So tagging contacts and then creating the mailing list that way.
So if you do it from marketing, you can't use all those different fields to create.
Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated. I just think doing it via the CRM and adding to the segment is much easier to do it.
Okay, does Bitrix have social media integrations? So it does have social media integrations in one sense. We have open channels that allow you to receive communications from people on your social media platforms. You can't create posts and schedule those and post out to social media platforms from within Bitrix. So it's not a tool for managing social media campaigns in that sense, but you can receive a message from a visitor to your Facebook page, and these pop up as chats like this, and you can reply directly from Bitrix to that user on your Facebook page. So benefits of setting up this sort of integration is that you can firstly you can create a queue, so you can create a group of people who can pick up these chats. So you can have certain people who sort of pick up your Facebook and chats. Any one of those people can reply to that chat, so you can get to them quickly, regardless of who's available. You can reply to them directly from Bitrix, and you can save that conversation you've had as well as a lead. Follow that up a bit later on. So and the sort of things that you can integrate in terms of social media: Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and in addition to that, you can create live chat widgets. You can post on your public web pages. You can create web forms on any public-facing web page. Of course, you can integrate mail and telephony as well. So incoming emails, incoming phone calls, you can receive those in Bitrix, and you can reply to them from Bitrix, and you can record them against the relevant contact inside Bitrix. So, this is a really good way to make sure that you're responding, in a timely manner to inquiries you're getting from lots of different platforms, as you probably do, and save those inquiries as well, distribute those inquiries to the right people quickly. So it's really good.
So for those of you that just joined us, we are Intraface. We're gold partners of Bitrix24. And we have offices in the US, in the UK, and in the UAE. And we offer everything from pre-sale support. So if you're looking at getting Bitrix and want to know if it's a good fit, then we can certainly help with that, and with an online demonstration with you and your team. We also offer implementation and installation services if you're looking at the on-premise, and we also offer premium support, so ticketing, live chat, telephone support. You can get in touch with us using one of the contact methods there on the screen, and we'll be more than happy to help.
Okay, is the cookie feature on sites available now? If yes, can you direct me to where to enable that option? So I guess that's you want a banner to say that you're storing cookies. I don't know if that's available. Do you know if that's available?
I'm not sure. I mean, we can just double check on if it's going to be on here. So let's have a look at the site, because the only where it would be is in your site configuration. So let's have a look. So yeah, it doesn't look like it's there at the moment. This is where it would be with regards to that. So not there yet.
Okay. Okay. Check back. I'm sure that's something that's requested quite a bit.
I've got a question that came in just with regards to one of our clients actually having quite amassed a large amount of emails. They have a lot of users in their system. The question was with regards to deleting the email logs that Bitrix stores, and also how can you stop email messages getting saved to the database, and email attachments as well. So on the on-premise, it does give you a little bit more flexibility and control over your email integrations. So for those of you that are new to Bitrix, especially if you're new to the on-premise version, you have this control panel, and the control panel allows you to tailor the system a little bit more towards your requirements. You have access to all the settings for each one of the modules. Now, if I search for mail in the top, you can see we can now configure the mail settings within the control panel. And we have the option save incoming email messages to the database, save attachments in the database. And what one of the questions was, because the email log can grow over 7 days especially, but some of these are set to 30 days, and obviously the size of the log can get quite large. So what we can do is we can set a specific amount of days to purge the email log, and therefore reducing the size of that particular log, releasing more space for you. So there are settings within the control panel for that, and this is where you would find them.
Okay, can I upload multiple quote templates so I can send specific quote designs to certain clients? You can do that. So we have templates editors within all modules, pretty much within the CRM, but within quotes we can do that. So open up a quote. So common request that you need to send different template designs. It might just be that you have different terms and conditions for different clients, but it might be that you actually have different brands that you sell under, and you want to generate different documents. So if you've got your quote, you can produce, we've got two in here, one called quote, one called new quote template. So you can produce a series of different templates that you can use to go ahead and generate your quote. Let's just open that one up. Takes a few seconds to generate the document. It's pretty uninspired. But you can download this standard quote template, and you can, as a Word document, you can edit that document. So let's look at how you do that. So you download one of the standard templates. That would be the easiest way to go. And go into your templates. Here we go. You can see all the standard templates that you have available. Download it, edit the content within that in a Word format, so you can put in your all your fixed content, like your terms and conditions, logo and address, things like that, within the Word document. Re-upload it, and then it will become available as a document to download for users. If you want to, which you will, integrate some data fields into that document. So on a quote, obviously the product name, the price, quantity and things like that, you're going to need to use these fields up here. So if you download one of the standard documents, if I downloaded this one called quote, you'll already have those sort of standard fields in there, so all the sort of standard quote fields are in there. But if you've created a custom field, or you want to integrate one of the other fields, then if you select on here, then you get, let's look at created on. It might be that you want to put a date, quote created on date. You need to use this reference, including the curly brackets, in your Word document, and it will pull in the data into that area of the quote. So there's a lot of fields within here. I think, just within quotes we've got, thousands of different references that you can use to populate the PDF of your quotes. But you can have different ones, of course. So you can have a list of different quotes here, and they can all be all different brands. And just select your brand, and then it will produce a document which is all branded up in the correct way. You can do that on these other areas as well. I think you got deals. I think. Where am I looking at? I need to go into the deal. Yeah. So you can generate a document here. We've got quite a few in here. And again, you can do the same thing. Download one of the standard documents, edit that, re-upload it, give it a new name, and then you've got an additional template that you can use to generate documents, PDF, or branded up custom PDF documents for your business. Should we put our contact details up? If you want to get in touch with us for a demo, we've got offices in the UK, US and the UAE. You can get in touch with us on any of those contact details. We can provide a one-to-one demo for you. We might be just evaluating the product, or if you're an existing user and want some additional support to configure the product, we can do that for you as well online, or we can do it in your office, travel to your office, spend some time with you configuring it and training the staff, so to help you get the most out of it. So get in touch, see if we've got any more questions. Post your questions in the chat window if you've got any questions, and stay online for as long as people have got questions, up to about an hour.
Yeah, one of the questions that I had come through was somebody that had left the company. They wanted to update all of their associated deals, contacts, companies. So what Bitrix can do, you can see here we have the responsible person. We're on deals at the moment. And if I wanted to find that responsible person, so let's say John White was the person who had left the company, I can create a filter for all of John White's deals. So make sure that you actually have in progress off, so you can see all of the completed deals as well. So currently there is 6 deals. Now if we click on here, the checkbox, then click on select action and click on assign responsible person. What this allows us to do is it allows us to bulk update the associated deals to another employee. So if I click on this and apply, because the filter is responsible person John White, that now no longer shows any deals. And you can see in here we have the user Mary Jones, who's now responsible for them. So you just repeat that in leads, repeat that in deals, contacts and companies, and you can do so in tasks as well. So if we went through to tasks, found the responsible person, and then bulk updated, so we could click on here, click select action, and then we can change responsible person. Click on that, and then you can choose the person again, and then click on apply.
Okay, so we've got a couple of questions left which have come through previously, but if you want any questions answering, then post them in the chat window. Are there different levels of administrator access? So there are different levels of access that you can set. So if we're talking about the cloud, then I think the first user gets first user administrator access. So the first person that creates the cloud site has full access, and they have this option to go into no, it is now. It's probably not in administration. Okay, no, it is admin mode. So you can switch if you have this available. So if you're the first user that created it on premise, you can set different users up as admins. But if you go to admin mode, then let's wait for that to enable. Then if you go into something like tasks, then you get the view of every single task in the system. It reminds you across the top that you're in administrator mode. So you can do anything then. You're in that mode where you're not just doing general your own work. You can delete and tasks and do anything that you don't generally have access to.
I mean, workgroups is particularly good if you're in administration mode, because even if somebody's created in a private group that you're not a member of, you'll suddenly be able to see it and access it. So for example, on this one, we're not a member of this, so we're logged in as John Smith.
Okay,
Our request to join. Now if you click into it, you can actually access everything within the group itself. And you can see Jim White here, we're not a member of this group.
Yeah.
So workgroups is a particularly good one because it allows you to get access to everything that.
Yeah, you might want to just check how many groups have been created within your business. Make sure people are not creating maybe duplicates or something like that. So it's quite a good thing to do. So that's that would allow you, that mode would allow you to access things across the board and delete things and control things. There are separate permissions within the CRM. So let's have a quick look at CRM permissions. So if we go into CRM settings, you need to be an administrator to be able to get into the CRM permissions. And then once you've got in, you can create your own permissions. So go into permissions, access permissions. In this site, we have 4 different roles. So you're going to have people at the board level. You're going to have managers, and then you have sort of general users, and then you're going to have administrators. They need to have different sort of levels of access to different things in the system. If I click in the edit button for this particular role, you can set the read, add, update, delete, export, import permission level for each of these modules that you can see down the left hand side. So companies, contacts, deals, quotes, invoices, etc. So this is if you want to prevent somebody from changing anything, then you restrict update. That means they can't change or add anything to it. Add is the ability to be able to add a new record in that module. So you generally want people to be able to add contacts, new contacts if you're a salesperson, and also be able to add new companies and deals. So add, you might want to restrict what they can read, you might not want them to be able to see other people's. You have different levels of access, either denied, the level where you can access only your own records, so that is each record has a responsible person, just a single responsible person, so you can restrict that so that people only see their own records. You can allow users to see records that belong to them and also belong to other people within the same department, or you can use sub-departments, or you can make them all open for everyone to view. So what you might want to do is prevent deleting and exporting of records that they don't belong to them. Might even want to prevent exporting of all records or deleting of all records, and just leave that for administrators. So you could prevent a manager from being able to delete any record, and then you could leave that to, say, an admin level. Once you've created your permission level, I didn't say, I just mentioned briefly, so on deals you have different pipelines. You can see the different pipelines we have here. You can create different permissions levels on different pipelines, so you'll have different teams who work on different sectors of your business, so I'm going to restrict some of that. And then you can do, within the stages of the pipeline, you can then restrict even further. And a good example is when a job is completed, say, and it's called a job completed, then you might want to lock it down so nobody can actually update it, and you change any of the content in it once it's been completed, set as one. Let's just come out of that, and to create your role, you need to assign your role to somebody. So let's say we've got, probably do this by departments, so you probably say sales team UK, and select that. You probably give them a sales manager, sales executive role, and that's it. So there's some permissions in tasks as well, which you can set as well, for instance, settings within tasks.
I don't think we have any other questions that have come in. I don't know.
No, we don't have any more questions right now. If you want to quickly pose a question before we finish, but otherwise, if you subscribe to us on YouTube, then you receive notifications about live sessions. And if you go to Bitrix24.com and down to the bottom of the homepage, you can register for webinars that we run and other partners run as well on there. But no, we don't have any further questions, so we'll wrap it up for today. I hope to see you next time. Thanks for your time. Bye for now.
Bye for now.